Hi, my name is Sophia Lugo. I went to Mount Franklin from pre-K 4 all the way until the 8th grade, so basically there for the entire time, my elementary school and middle school career. I graduated in 2009, and then I went to Silva Health Magnet High School. I guess some of my major accomplishments during that time include having been president of a statewide organization for future health professionals, which had approximately 35,000 members when I was president. I was also on the board of directors. And in the history of the organization, which has been around since 1972, I was the first president to be from El Paso. I was also national champion in cross-examination debate for the National Hispanic Institute. I was president of my NHS, French Club, the Regional Speech and Debate Society for El Paso, valedictorian of my class, a national AP scholar, national medical spelling bee finalist, national champion of a social entrepreneurship challenge. And I think something I'm very proud of is to have been chosen by the Elks National Foundation, which chooses one girl and one boy per state every year based on leadership, academics, and citizenship, as the most valuable student for Texas. The first time in the organization's history, and it's been around since the 1800s, that an El Pasoan is chosen, so very proud to have represented my city. Currently, I'm a junior at Harvard University. I'm studying history of science and neurobiology with a minor in global health and health policy. On campus, a little bit of what I do. I conduct neurogenetic research at the medical school. I'm president of the college's Francophone Society, chief strategist for the largest student-run organization on campus, which is the International Relations Council. I'm executive director of a Mata UN conference run in Spanish in Latin America, founder of a co-venture with a law school to teach negotiation techniques on campus, vice president of the Organization for Latin Americans, among other things that I do. And I hope to eventually go into venture capital and then intellectual property law. So far, I think. How MFCA has helped me get here. I would say that my first years at Mount Franklin, I think in fact most of elementary school, my teachers and classmates will probably remember me as being extremely shy, quite unsure of myself, not very willing to participate in open discussions. But I think now my friends might describe me in a different way. I think they would describe me as confident and able to value myself in relation to my own strengths and capacities as I see them versus comparing myself to others. As opinionated and not afraid to stand for what I believe in and who I am. As friendly and stable, perhaps, which I think for a college student is very important in the frenzy that is college, social life, academics, extracurriculars, the job search, etc. Sometimes it's easy to lose yourself, but I think Mount Franklin really helped to build a stable foundation in me, I guess in reference to the book of Matthew, a foundation on rock versus sand, core values and beliefs that don't change regardless of my circumstances, versus artificially defined goals and metrics imposed by the highly competitive society that we live in, and especially that you enter into when you go to college. I think beyond the advantages I felt especially in reading, writing, and computational level when I entered high school as compared to my peers who hadn't been to Mount Franklin, I'd say the most crucial part of my experience there, and something that I'll always be thankful for, is the value-based education I received. And this is thanks to the individual attention and optimism that was characteristic of every teacher at Mount Franklin. And I think it really makes a difference to have been in an educational environment that doesn't focus on teaching to the test or artificial standards, but on why academic formation is important to being a good citizen, and that reminds us that God is there every step of the way. And I think somewhat of proof that some of my closest friends even now are from Mount Franklin, even those with whom I didn't go to high school with, and that's not a coincidence. I know I wouldn't be the same person if I wouldn't have had such a strong foundation as I do now, and the same relationship with God as I do now had it not been for Mount Franklin. So thank you to Mount Franklin. Thank you to all of my classmates from Mount Franklin, from pre-K to 8th grade. Thank you to my teachers, to Mrs. Deborah Crutcher, to everyone who helped me in my formation.